Guys, my name is Nomar Khan, and today I'm going to be telling you the summary of a poem written by W.B. Yeats in 1926 and was published in 1928. And the poem is Among School Children. I'll be telling you the summary of each stanza. The poem has got 8 stanzas. This poem was written when W.B. Yeats was 60-year-old and he was a senator. He visited a convent school in Waterford Island. Then he wrote this poem. So before telling you the summary, I'll request people to subscribe my channel if you people like my summary and if people understand the poem. So if I'm helping you people should help me too. Now let's begin. The poem has got 8 stanzas. In the very first stanza, he says that I was received by nun. The nun tells him that we teach the students arithmetic, history, music, and we teach them to cut and sew clothes, and also we teach them how to be neat and clean. And the method of teaching the students is modern, means we follow the modern techniques of teaching. Then Yeats says that while passing the classes, the students in one of the classes are looking at him and they are astonished. They are astonished because a 60-year-old man is smiling. So this sentence, if you analyze this sentence, that why would a person be astonished because a 60-year-old man is smiling? What's the reason? The reason behind this is that normally a man who's aged or a female who's aged, okay, she or he would think about the young age, all those events that he or she used to enjoy. So that would make him or her sad. So he's saying that it's very rare that an aged man smile. That's why they are astonished. This is the indirect meaning. Here the first stanza ends, then comes the next stanza. In the next stanza he says that while passing through the classes, I came across a class where only female students were sitting, and that reminds him of his beloved Maud Gonne, Maudgonne. So Maud Gonne, when she was as old as the students are. So he's saying that the students reminds him of a story. The story was that when Maud Gonne's teacher would scold her, so she would that would spoil her whole day. And Yeats says that I was always there to show my sympathy. He says my sympathies would always go to her. Then in the next stanza, the third stanza, here the second stanza ends, then starts the third stanza. In the third stanza he compares his beloved with Leda. Leda was queen of Sparta. who was raped by Zeus, the Greek god of sky and thunder. So Leda was beautiful. He compares Morgon with her. And then in the very stanza, he says that I was searching for someone, for a girl that would look like Morgon. And then he finds the girl, the color of her cheek and her hair matches the color of the Morgon's cheeks and hair. He says that it seemed like Morgon was standing in front of me while I looked at that girl. Here the third stanza ends. Then starts the fourth stanza. In the fourth stanza, he talks about the current appearance of the Morgon. He says that she is old and her cheeks are hollow, but still she is like an art of Renaissance. Means she is beautiful. And he says that it seems like Morgon drinks shadow and eats wind, means she is weak. Then in the very stanza, the Yeats says that I was beautiful once, but not as beautiful as Morgon was. He says that now I am like a scarecrow, but that doesn't mean that I should be sad because I was beautiful once and not now. So there is no point in mourning over the past. Okay, we cannot change the present, we cannot go to the past, so why to mourn over things that doesn't matter. Here the fourth stanza ends. Then start the fifth stanza. The fifth stanza is a bit short. So in the fifth stanza, he says that does the pain that my mother, okay, she went through while giving birth to me, okay, does she deserve to see me as I am now? Mean, does she deserve to see old Yeats? Means she would that would make her sad, and she would think about all the pain that once she went through just to give birth to me. But now I'm aged, I'm old, and that would make her sad. So he's talking about the dilemma of this world, that time will pass, no one can stop time. This is the law of nature. No one can stop time. So I was thinking about that. Now, in the sixth stanza, he talks about Plato, Aristotle, and Pythagoras. He says that Plato was a great philosopher, and he said that this world is the shadow of the real world. And Aristotle was a realist. He taught much to Alexander, and Pythagoras was a great mathematician, and he would say that I can hear the sound of planets moving around the orbits. So he says that what Plato said, what Aristotle said, and what Pythagoras said, that doesn't matter, because still they cannot stop them. They couldn't stop themselves from getting old, from getting aged. So there is no we say that worth of what they said. They grew like a scarecrow. Then in the seventh stanza, he talks about a nun and a mother. He says that for a nun and a mother both worship images. A mother worshipped the image of her child, and a nun worshipped the images of Saint Jesus Christ or Mother Mary. He says that both, but at the end of the day, both would be in grief, because a mother would see her child grow old, and that would make her sad, and a nun would be in grief because there would be no response from the images of Saint or Jesus Christ or Mother Mary that are made from bronze and marble. Here he means that that there is no point in worshipping images. Means this will not stop what is the law of nature. Life will go as it is. Then comes the next stanza, the eighth stanza, the final stanza. In this stanza, he talks about the tree, the chestnut tree. He says that the essence of the chestnut tree is in the tree as a whole, not only in its trunk or leaf or flower or the flower that it carries. He says that he says that you cannot separate a dancer from dance, nor can you separate dance from dancer. Means dance cannot be separated from dancer, and dancer cannot be separated from dance. Okay, so each complement each other, means both complement each other. This is what he says actually. And then he talks about life. He says the body and the soul. He says that in the same cases with body and soul, you cannot separate body from the soul and soul from the body. Means you cannot damage your body just for the sake of your soul, and you cannot damage your soul for the sake of your body. Means you cannot be too spiritual, okay, and forget about this life, and forget about your body, and forget about physical pleasure. And you cannot be too you can say that sensuous, that you always talk about physical pleasure and you always go for physical pleasure and forget about your soul. There should be a balance. This is what he says. He says that the beauty of life is to have a balance. And this is the poem. I hope you people got it.